A very warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining us here in Johannesburg, South Africa, for this FIFA World Cup qualifying match. From Africa, it pits together Malawi, the Flames of Malawi, and Mozambique. This is a second round encounter from Group D, and they're clashing on neutral soil as they go in search of their first wins after mixed fortunes from match day one. Ideal conditions here, of course, neutral stadium, so we don't have any traveling fans because of health and health reasons, of course, but we will have some entertainment on show here for this match that is, of course, one of the stepping stones to take you all the way to the FIFA World Cup in Doha 2022. Malawi come into this clash on the back of a 2-0 loss to four-time World Cup participants, quarter-finalists in 1990 Cameroon, and first-half goals from Abubakar and Ngadjui secured all the points for the indomitable Lions. Côte d'Ivoire top of the table. They played out a goalless draw with Mozambique in the opener before following up with a victory, a 1-0 victory over Cameroon, and that's the reason why they're at the top of the table. So, of course, the Elephants looking very positive and strong after 2 rounds of action. Of course, we will follow up in just around about a month's time for match day 3. But before that, we've still got some football to be played today to just complete what has been a very entertaining first 2 rounds of action in the campaign to try and move forward, get points, precious points, and move into those qualification positions. We're playing here at the home of the Orlando Pirates, former winners of the CAF African Champions League back in 1995 here in Johannesburg. And well, it's a perfect afternoon for a great game of football. And the members of Mozambique are the visiting team. They will take some positives from that goalless draw against the 3-time World Cup participants, the Côte d'Ivoire. The pressure for points is more so on both of the teams, of course, but I think that Malawi, having this home advantage, they probably need to try and take full advantage of the fact that they're the ones who are going to have to try and get the points. They're playing here because inspectors from FIFA and CAF deemed that their own stadium was not fit enough to hold this clash, so that's the reason why we're down here. Now, an important game, of course, for Malawi with Meke Mwaze, the 49-year-old man in charge. He's got a very strong team. He's got quality throughout, and a lot of the players have played or they play down here in South Africa. Taking the example of Gabadinho Mahango, he's an Orlando Pirates player, 45 caps for the national team, and a key element in this squad that Mwaze has picked to try and outfox Mozambique in this second clash. Elsewhere, we've got the likes of Mzava, another player with plenty of caps playing for the Flames. He is, of course, an Amazulu player, 27 years of age, and the Polokwane City defender, Chambezi, another player with lots of international experience who knows this pitch as well, because obviously he plays in South Africa. And then Firi in the midfield, another key player for Bidvestwitz, initially now playing for Baroka, another South African team. We're only moments away from the start of this qualifying match from Group D in African qualifying for the FIFA World Cup in Qatar 2022 in Doha. Of course, Malawi up against Mozambique. It is the second match day from this group, with Malawi losing 2-0 to Cameroon in their opening game, while Mozambique playing out a goalless draw with the Côte d'Ivoire. A big clash here down at the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg, South Africa, for these two nations who are bidding to try and get that campaign off to a solid start with their first win in 2 games, starting right here. It's Meke Moaze, the coach of Malawi, up against Horacio Gonçalves of Mozambique. Now time for the 2 anthems before we take a closer look at the players who are on the pitch today. Well, both sides geared up and ready to try and get their campaign off to a winning start, having lost and played out a draw. Let's have a look at the Malawi team, coached by Meke Moaze. Well, he's got strong players at the back with Petro, Chambezi, Msava, and Sanudi of the Mighty Wanderers. In the midfield, you've got Banda, Firi, and you've got that's John Banda, and no relation, but Peter Banda will play on the left-hand side. A player which just signed for Simba, the Giants of Tanzania, and just leaving Sheriff Tiraspol to go and join the East African capital, with Mahango on the right-hand side, Mayaba and Mbula of Baroka, former player actually who went and played in Mozambique for Costa do Sol. And that was the team that was coached by Horacio Gonçalves, the man in charge of Mozambique, who led them to the Cup and League double just recently. The match officials led by Mr. Suleiman Ahmed Jama of Djibouti, with linesman from Djibouti, and Mr. Sege Mogos Teklu of Eritrea.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You need to play and we no need to take the content of the
Two captains, Msava, Amazulu player at the back, solid centre-back. Watch out for him. He'll be clearing the lines in a big way. The captain, 55 matches played in the Malawi national jersey. With Junior at the back, another finely experienced player, plays for Desportivo Maputo in the capital of Mozambique. Let's have a look at the Mambas team that's been picked by Horacio Gonçalves. Just a couple of changes from that goalless draw against the Côte d'Ivoire. Wasn't happy with the way that they passed the ball around too much, and losing possession to the Ivorians on numerous occasions, and not allowing Mickey Son to do and strut his stuff. Watch out for him. He's wearing the number 11 on his back. Just signed for Al Ali with Persito, one of South Africa's favourite exports, of course. A wonderful player who played in Belgium and for Brighton and Hove Albion. But the two changes, Estevao coming in for Mate, and Jone replacing Alexandra Melke, the two forwards.
Good. You have time. You have time.
Very important clash between Malawi and Mozambique here at the Orlando Stadium.
Seconds more, 80 seconds more. 80. 20 seconds.
Seconds, Sarah. Seconds, Sarah. Go.
Here we go then, a FIFA World Cup qualifying match from Africa, Group D, match day 2, and the plight and the quest to try and qualify for the World Cup in Doha 2022. Malawi up against Mozambique. It's right here, right now at the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg, South Africa. And first throw going down this left-hand side. Clearance comfortably made. It's a long ball to try and pick out Mayaba. Quality player, big, strong centre forward. 27 years of age, plays for Polokwane City. Chambezi just down into the corner. Mozambique trying to find a way through. The ball's come through. There's a chance to try and get themselves, and it's going to be a free kick. And player just going down there. You can just see that the challenge was a little bit too hard there, but Malawi pushing forward. Some dangerous attacking there down that left-hand side. Tuazen's the player on the ground. Mahango with a lovely ball over into the penalty box. Just couldn't get on the end of it, could he, Miyaba? And Tuazen just getting knocked off his feet in the process of trying to clear the ball. Ball taken quickly here. Watch out for Mickey Son, wonderful player. Didn't get too much space to roam and do what he does best, which is use that sweet left foot of his, but also just find pockets of space and dance between defenders. He really is a joy to watch. Johnny gets the ball out wide. Here is Mickey Son. Mickey Son, oh, that's a lovely touch. Tries to get the ball into the penalty box. Fights well to get the ball back. Little touch to Nongi. Still working his magic. Chance for Mozambique to get a shot in. And it's been blocked there, just inside of the penalty box. Finally smashed away and cleared comfortably by that man at the back, Firi. Challenged by Mayaba. You should never curb enthusiasm. That was an enthusiastic challenge, of course, trying to battle for the ball. Sometimes you just get in the way of your opponent, who went down on that occasion. Oh, that was a decent header. The cushioned header to try and pick out Renildo. Plays his football in France for the Ligue 1 side Lille, French champions, of course. Here is Horacio Gonçalves, former striker. 58 years of age. Miyaba. He's Chambezi. Ball comes across to Charles Petro, 20 years of age. Got a very bright future ahead of him as well. It's a little bit long, I think. No, he tries to keep the ball in. That was well done, and the goalkeeper taking that. Silouan coming to the rescue, but Sanoudi getting deep down into that, to the byline. Connecting very well. Picked up by John Banda. Plays his football in Mozambique, so players, of course, who have crossed over their own borders to go and ply their trade in foreign countries, of course, will be able to pass on local knowledge to their coaches. John Banda being one of them. Plays for União Desportivo. Used to play for Via Ferrario de Nampula. There's a Ferroviario of Maputo as well. Big club in the Mozambique capital. Here they are pushing forward once again. Miaba gets the ball out, a little bit of space. Oh, that pass is just not good enough. And the idea was good, but you've got to be clinical. And here is Mozambique just pushing forward, trying to set things up. They've got a player darting through into space there with Langa. Based in Portugal, plays for Chaves. Big Portuguese connection, of course, with Mozambique. And lots of players going through the system back over up in Europe, in the European country, the Iberian nation. Reinildo, the wing back for Mozambique, being a fine example, having gone through the system at Benfica. They're always on the lookout for top talent coming through the ranks down here. Firm challenge coming in by Charles Petro. And you can see that Langa, clutching his ankle, gets back up onto his feet, but the challenge, a stern one, to say the least. Mickey Son trying to control the ball. That is lovely, the way that he just got rid of Mayuba. Ball comes across to Nongi, but they've managed to pinch and pounce on it. Malawi on the attack, pushing forward. Ball passed right down into the corner here, and a chance for Mbula to get his crossover. Takes a knock off Junior. It will be a corner. The emblematic captain of this Mozambique national team. There's Mike Mowaze, the 49-year-old. Used to play for Jomo Cosmos, and also the Warriors and the Big Bullets. One of the big teams, of course, in Malawi. I'm talking about the Warriors and the Big Bullets. A successful team in Malawi. Here we go then with the corner coming across. Headed away by Tozen. Picked up by Malawi. Fury unable to get his cross back over, and it's a quick counter. They want to clear his lines at the back, but there are two Mozambique players just closing him down, including Estevao. Makes the block, but it will be a throw-in for Malawi. Nasa coming right across from the other side of the pitch to help out and trying to push forward. He saw an opportunity, the midfielder. Couldn't help his teammate Estevao. Novella Estevao getting a start today ahead of Mate. The holding at the end, offering the free kick for Mozambique. It's Norberto put in a good shift in the clash against the Côte d'Ivoire. They just knew that they were going to come up. Oh, there's a push in the back. Free kick for Mozambique. Tozen. On the ground there, you can see. That's the challenge. Firm challenge, to say the least, by Mbula. Came up against a difficult Côte d'Ivoire team who were physical but lacking so many players. Missing players, Zaha, of course, and Pep from Arsenal. The list was quite long, but they still had some of their A-team in the squad. Just couldn't prise open that Mozambique goal. There's a high ball that's gone back, and well, he's under a lot of pressure, and that's just an easy head in. And look at that, they've taken the lead. An incredible scenario. The pass back was absolutely, well, it was awful for the goalkeeper, Silouan. Couldn't do anything about it, but try and clear it with his feet. Mbula knocks the ball into an empty net. And how about that? Malawi take the lead. The Flames, well, they've been lit. We'll get to see this again. Just look at that pass back. It's just a little bit too high, and I don't know why he didn't just push that ball away. He tried to clear it, Silouan, and just left it. Begging to be exploited by Mbula, who came in, the 27-year-old, and offering Malawi a 1-0 lead. Silouan clashing with that left post at the same time. Oosh, yeah, that's not good. You can see that he smashes his right leg into the post, and then afterwards, of course, he starts to feel the pain. Getting some treatment now. Hope that he's going to be okay. An excellent start for Malawi. They'll take whatever they possibly can, but that's an early goal, and an early goal will go down very well for Mick Mwaze, who will, of course, be happy that they're hitting back in a positive way. It's a home game for them, of course, playing down here, and that will give them lots of confidence now. Losing 2-0 in Yaoundé against Cameroon. The easiest of headers, an absolute sitter, open goal. Easy finish. Malawi 1, Mozambique 0. Richard Mbulu offering the Flames an early goal. Let's see how Mozambique respond to this. Well, he's a fantastic player, isn't he? Renildo Mandava, outnumbered by defenders on that occasion. They nearly got singed at the back there, Malawi, but finally it's tidied up by Malawi on the right-hand side. And pushing forward and looking to try and find some space. It's a good bit of running. That is picked up by Estevao. Estevao still with a chance. Can he get his shot in? It's a great piece of goalkeeping from Richard Chipua, and he really needed to come to the rescue there and get in the way of the forward, Estevao. Putting his body on the line by making the block. Malawi qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations in 2021. They'll be absolutely thrilled with that. Last time was back in 2010 in Angola, and then before that was 1984. And we can see the replacement goalkeeper just getting ready. Brighton Muntali, the Silver Strikers goalkeeper. Seems to be okay. Chipua. And when the draw was made last month, we saw who Malawi would be playing with, and they are in the same group as Guinea, Zimbabwe, and Senegal, finalists from the Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt 2019 when they lost 1-0 to Algeria in the final at the Cairo International Stadium. Solid challenge from the right back Sanudi. The goal scorer Mbula was a former player of Costa do Sol, the team that was coached by Horacio Gonçalves, scoring against his former boss there. That's a ball into the just outside of the penalty box. Good opportunity here. Here's Miaba, who is just getting caught up there, a little bit flustered and finally dispossessed. Mozambique pushing forward, waiting for a little bit of the cavalry to arrive to give them that input to push forward. Menildo, back to Tozen. Johnny, the captain junior. At the moment, looking very confident, just tidying things up quite well. Quite an open game, though, when you just see the space that they've actually got. Just got to make sure that the accuracy is there in the passing. And we'll have some good attacking positions. It's a good ball down to the left-hand side here. And once again, we can see that they're trying to tee things up. There's a shot, and it's a good rasping effort there that doesn't go far off target. Just teasing the defense before unleashing that fine strike. Mahango, the man, playing in his own backyard. Of course, a player for the Orlando Pirates. And there he is once again, just arcing around the penalty area before setting himself up with that wonderful right strike. Just couldn't keep it down. Pushing forward once again. Look at the speed on this guy, getting the ball into the penalty area. There's a push there, and the goal scorer Mayaba goes down. Nothing was called. The referee didn't say anything, and a ball goes out. It's going to be a throw-in once again for Malawi, who are just turning up the heat. Flames working really hard to get themselves into dangerous pockets and using fine possession. But they ripped up that left flank. Now let's see what they can do with this phase of play now. Fury picks the ball up. Bundled over by Jone. It will be a free kick. Free kick then for Malawi. Let's see what they can conjure up from this distance. It's quite a distance, it's quite far out, but you can see that it's still an opportunity to try and pick out one of the front men. Here it is, lofted in by Fury into the penalty box, punched away, or nearly came back off one of the attacking players of Malawi. I think it was Chambezi, but luckily on this occasion, Siluan, well, he didn't tee himself up with another goal-scoring opportunity for the opposition. Lofted over perfectly by the former Midwest Wits player. Punched away straight into the leg of Chambezi, and I think he was very fortunate that didn't just ricochet and fly back into the goal. Slick work by Chambezi over on that left-hand side. But Mozambique picked the ball up, trying to work their magic in the midfield, slipping the ball out to the left-hand side. We're 90 minutes in. We're still looking for an equaliser from the Mambas. They're pretty slick in defence at the back. That was the captain, Mzava of Amazulu, another player based in South Africa. Understands what it's like to play on the South African soil. Made a logical choice in coming to play here with the numerous players who are actually based down here in South Africa. I talked about Baroka, but there's also other teams, as I said, the Orlando Pirates and Amazulu. It's a great move for Peter Banda, wearing the number 13 on his his back for Malawi. Of course, joining Simba. Simba losing Luis Mikison, who's one of the star players for Mozambique. Joining Al-Ali, of course, the Red Devils of Cairo. So Banda, similar kind of player. Not as experienced, still learning the trade and understanding how to play on the big stage in big matches. And when the fans fill up the stadium for Simba, I can tell you that, well, there is that is one wonderful atmosphere to relish. They absolutely love their football in Tanzania, of course, and Simba looking to push forward and go a little bit further than they did in the total in the CAF African Champions League, further than the quarterfinals. Well committed on Mayaba. Well, 21 minutes gone. You can see there's a goal on the scoreboards. Of course, it came from Mbulu, Baroka player, who just had to nod it in. He just had to nod the ball into an empty net because a back pass, and it was a very reckless back pass that forced Silouan, the goalkeeper of the Mozambique team, to race back and try and volley it away. Not have been the best decision. You can always just parry the ball away, but it was bouncing so high, and of course this is not their home ground. Made life a little bit more complicated for him, but still.
Richard, go back, Richard.
Well, that's not the accuracy you're looking for. The ball comes out wide. It's been taken forward here by Peter Banda. He's got a support with Sanusi. He's going to take on his man. He's the 20-year-old. Oh, lays it off beautifully. Sanusi gets his cross in. Anybody at the far post? The answer to that is yes. The nod down, and but it just wasn't anywhere near Mbula. And Mozambique push forward with Jone. Norberto at the back. Renildo. That's nice, slick passing. That's very nice indeed. And they just don't need to panic and continue to work the ball. Let the ball do the work, in fact. A little bit of movement off the ball doesn't hurt either. Mickey Song gets knocked off his feet. The referee says play on. He's not going to call the free kick, finally. He was bundled over though, Luis Mikison, the LLE attacking midfielder. Well, if the slick passing continues, unfortunately that wasn't one of those passes. I think that we could be in for some good attacking football, but those final passes just need to be tightened up, sculpted a little bit more, so that you find the feet of those strikers who are capable of unleashing the rocket shots that we're all looking for. And as it stands, Malawi sitting on a 1-0 lead. Lost 2-0 in their opening game to Cameroon. Quarter-finalists back in 1990 at the FIFA World Cup, of course. Never forget Roger Miller and his dance, and just what the West African nation produced in Italy in that wonderful competition. Once again, the build-up play you can appreciate. You can also appreciate the structure of the long-range shot from halfway line. It's not really going to happen, is it? But you can understand that that Nongi was getting a little bit frustrated. But still, the defensive structure is really good for Malawi. And they're just not allowing any of the Mozambique forwards to really get too much space and move away. But at the same time, you've got to be able to work your magic in close quarters to be able to create that space and put yourself in those positions, those pockets to get those shots on the goalkeeper. Free kick over on the far side. Mango goes down. Good ball down to the left-hand side. Picked up there by Renildo. And the high ball goes over the top. That's gone to the big man. It's not bad. And it's neatly done. Estevao gets the ball out to the right-hand side. It's been prized open. Here he goes again with a shot. Is there anybody who can get a decent shot? And the answer to that is no. Tightly marked at the back. Langer was lingering, but he was being shadowed in a big way by Mzava. Made life a little bit complicated for the front man. Ball nearly pinched from the feet of Mbula. And finally, it's good work, that is, by Junior, the captain, to try and win the ball back. And Nangi gets the ball out to the right-hand side. Taking it forward is Jone. Needs a little bit of movement from Mickey Son, who's being quite tightly marked. In fact, he's not being given that extra little bit of space to roam. But then he's got to create his own space. It doesn't come free. Tozen. 23 caps already with Renildo enjoying his time playing in France. Well, that's a nice slick little touch. The challenge coming in from John Banda. Good strong header at the back to clear the danger and a little bit of space for Malawi down the left-hand side. A change of flanks cut out. Wasn't it was a little bit too easy, that was. Sometimes you've got to go and look for the ball as well, and I think that's something that he didn't really do, did he, Peter Banda? Into the midfield. Taken forward, that's a good ball over the top. A little bit of space if he can keep it in. Here's Nasa. Sets the ball up, the ball comes in, there's no one here, and it flies across the 6-yard box, and it's going to go out for a throw-in. A little bit too quick. Likes of Langer and Joni and Estevao need to really get into good scoring positions, but they've also got to move a little bit more, a little quicker, I think, especially when you've got a counter like that. As I said previously, they're locking it down at the back, this Malawi defense. Even covering for each other quite well. Good control under pressure. Holding the ball up, passing the ball back to move forward. It's 1-0 for Malawi here at the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg. And against Mozambique, Richard Mbulu in the 10th minute. It was a free goal, basically. Pass back from the midfielder. It's a good chance for Mickey Son. His shot. It's blocked. It's kind of like a squared ball. They still have possession here at the back, though. It's a little bit too far away for Langer to go and retrieve. Pass back was not a good one. Put pressure on Silouan, who tried to clear it with a volley. Got tangled up, wrapped himself around the left post. And the ball literally bounced in front of the goal. Richard Mbula there to just nod it in to offer the home side here in South Africa the lead. Lead done, picked up by Langer, the 23-year-old. He's got a bit of zip about him, he does. If he can get someone to help him out, then he might be in a better position. But cover play from Sanudi. Plays for the mighty Wanderers. The third most successful team in the TNM Super League in Malawi. As it stands, it's the Nyasa Big Bullets from Blantyre, who have won 14 titles in total. They've changed their names a few times over the years as well. So the Big Bullets is the best way to call them. And then after, you've got the Silver Strikers of Lilongwe, which is where the national stadium is, of course. 8 league titles since the inauguration of the league in 1986, and as I said, the Wanderers, also based in Blantyre, 6 titles in that 16-team league. Big Bullets, the big boys in Malawi. That is fantastic play, Renildo, but it's been picked up here and a good chance to push through. He does it so well, Charles Petro. And that through ball, yeah, it's just a little bit too close for comfort. The defense coming to the rescue and clearing it. Good work by Junior and covering his lines. He's got the maturity and he's got the strong defensive head to know exactly when to go and when not to. On that occasion, it was definitely a red alert situation. Charles Petro, 20 years of age, plays for Sheriff, the Moldovan team, of course, and he'll be a bit excited about the fixture list that's coming up pretty soon, because he'll get to play against Real Madrid, Inter Milan, of course the team qualifying for the group stages of the Champions League for the very first time, I believe, and that is incredible. The former Big Bullets player, just 20 years of age, will come up against the likes of Benzema and co. So yeah, it's going to be there's going to be some fine entertainment. He's going to have to try and stop all of those players into Milan, etc. That will be pure entertainment for him. Some great memories to be made over the coming months for Charles Petro. Peter Banda would have experienced the same had he not signed for Simba for the new season. John Banda getting the ball back to his goalkeeper. There's Richard Chipwa. The mighty Wanderers. Mbula, that's good work, getting the ball down to the right-hand side. Here's Peter Banda. Oh, that was a good opportunity there. He came through. Mayaba couldn't latch onto it. Flies across the penalty area. Nicely done by Mickey Son, and he's gone for the crossfield pass, gets bundled over just as he's about to make contact. Still gets the ball over to the other side to Langa, but been in the wars. Again, a little frustrated, isn't he, Mickey Son? One of those players who really does need a little bit of space. He needs a little bit of space. He needs the confidence, and then once he's provided us with a little bit of his fine artistry, then he will lift his head up and start to play some incredible football. But if he gets locked down and tied down to a tight defensive play and marked by a defender on a constant basis and makes a couple of small errors, then kind of slips off the radar. That was the case against the Côte d'Ivoire in the opening game. He got substituted off in the second half as well, just to give you an idea of the frustration. Katamo coming on to replace him. It's a good chance for Malawi to push up. Look at the cover play there, but that was brilliantly done. And Peter Banda gets the ball. He squares the ball into the middle, and there's the goal scorer. Mbula tries to turn and produce a curling left-footed shot. It goes high and wide. There's another shot coming in this time. Fired in from John Banda. And a score against some of his teammates. You can see that Mickey Son is getting knocked off the ball, so he's not really getting the positive game that he wanted to have. Just don't want him to see him get frustrated. Here's Norberto getting the header back. You've got to be careful with that. And finally, Siluan comes and snatches the ball quickly before Mayaba can get anywhere near that. Another chance, but it's been cut out this time. Need to be clinical at the back, and they are. That's nicely done. And a very good turn indeed from Nangi. Gets the ball out to the right-hand side. Good attacking phase of play, a good opportunity for a quick counter, but you can just see how many Malawi players are actually back in position. I think there are 7 already, so they're very physically astute and getting back into position. Immediately after they pushed forward, there's a player down, I believe, and it's Journey who's down. I think we're talking cramp here, the way that he's just grabbed his toes. Seems to be okay, which is good news, Johnny. And you can just see that the Flames are all together, all communicating, talking as a group to understand exactly what's going on out here. As it stands with, what, 5 minutes to go in the first half, they're sitting on a 1-0 lead, and that's a good position for them. But Mozambique working really well, constructing the ball very well, getting the ball down that right-hand side. They just can't find that last shot and really just test Richard Chipua. But the build-up play is very, very fine indeed. Afterwards, you just got to exploit it and just complete the deal. Comes a point where you really have to give the forwards the chance to get shots in, and they're just not getting themselves that little bit of space to get those shots in at the moment. And it's mainly down to the defense and the defenders like Sanudi there, just cutting out that long crossover. Clinical passes, a little bit of more movement off the space for Mozambique, just to give them that extra yard, unleash the shots that will test Richard Chipua. To the last few minutes here at the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg. Neighboring nation, of course, Mozambique to Malawi. That's a good ball. See, that's absolutely fine. The control, just letting him down there, Langer. Otherwise, they would have been in a prominent position to test the goalkeeper. And again, they just can't complete their attacking phases. A little bit too high. Who's out for a throw-in. Picked up by Chambezi. Polokwane City player. Definitely say that the possession that they've actually had, Mozambique, has been more than what Malawi have had, but again, possession means nothing if you don't get any goals. Good work, nice little turn by, move by Norberto. Ball comes up to Langer. Langer can't get anywhere near it. The strong man in there to clear it, Mzava. Now they can react. Mambas. So many players, all of the players in this Malawian team back behind the ball. There's motivation. And you can just understand why they managed to qualify for the Africa Cup of Nations, of course, in Cameroon. Just the way in which they They played some great football to win those qualifying matches. They beat South Sudan away from home 1-0. And they edged Uganda in Lilongwe 1-0. And then there was the 2 wins against Burkina Faso. Sorry, the goalless draw against Burkina Faso. Lost their opening game in Ouagadougou, of course, that 3-1 loss. It just shows you exactly, you know, how they've worked at this. It was so ecstatic when you saw the dirigents of the national team in Yaoundé in Cameroon at the draw last month. They were just saying, this is the start of something big. This is something great that's happening here at the Malawi FA and right across the country. We wish them all the luck. That's a good ball into the penalty area, just read perfectly by Richard Chipwa, who collects and clears. Last few seconds before we get maybe a minute of added time, maybe 2, just because of the goalkeeper's injury, Silouane. Langer gets the ball out wide to Tozen. That's a return ball down into the corner. If he can keep the ball in, well, he just couldn't pull it past. Msava, picked up by Mayaba. Malawi will play their next home game against the oh, there's a good chance. Here they go again. Malawi on the left-hand side. That's a through ball. It's been picked up here by Mbula. Mbula sets it up. There's the drive. It's a rasping drive. He takes out one of his teammates, and I think it's Mayaba. Sorry, it's I think he may have handled the ball, in fact, but it doesn't matter. It's the end of the half here, and Malawi unable to get themselves a second goal in the final play of the first 45. There's one man who's found the back of the net who separates these two teams. His name is Richard Mbula in the 10th minute. And the halftime scoreline is Malawi 1, Mozambique 0. We'll take a small break, and the second half coming up in a few minutes' time. Can Mozambique hit back, or will it all be about Malawi having lost their opening game against Cameroon 2-0? Hope you'll stay with us. Bye-bye.
No, no, no.
Okay, okay, let's go, captain. Let's go, captain. Come in.
Welcome back to the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg for this FIFA World Cup qualifying clash for Doha 2022. Malawi up against Mozambique. It's a second group game from Group D. Match day one for Malawi finished with a 2-0 loss away to Cameroon, while Mozambique, they played out a goalless draw with the Côte d'Ivoire in Maputo in the Mozambique capital. So Mozambique coming into this game looking for their first win, having taken a point, but Malawi, of course, coming into this clash having not picked up a single point, so keen to get themselves a victory. They sit on a 1-0 lead, and then we have a change for Malawi. I think that Mbula's gone off, who is actually the goal scorer, so we've got a change, I believe, and we'll see what happens with this change here and who actually has come on to replace him. But Mozambique showing some good movement, some good build-up play, just not able to find that shot that will, obviously get themselves the elusive goal that they're seeking. At the moment, it's a little bit complicated for them. I'm sure that they'll hit back. Ernesto is the man who is here, of course, as you can see, and he's a new player who's come on, and we've also got another substitute. We got this man here who's about to come on as well. So two changes for Mozambique. Alexandre Melke, who actually started the first clash in the goalless draw against the Côte d'Ivoire. Here we go then for the start of the second half. Malawi playing in red up against Mozambique in yellow. It's 1-0 for the Flames, who are seeking their first victory, their first points of this campaign. It's going to be a tough journey. There's two other nations who have thrilled us with their wonderful footballing exploits on the big stage at the FIFA World Cups in the previous years, who are in the same group, of course, with the Côte d'Ivoire and Cameroon. As we see John Bandit knocked off his feet. It will be a free kick. Ernesto is the player. And a changing goal, of course, as you can see, with Siluan, who got injured in the with the goal that was scored, which created a few issues for them. So they've had to bring in Victor Gwambe. Must have damaged that that left leg of his. There's the confirmation of Bruno Lange. Ernesto and Melke. Oh, there's an overhead opportunity there, and that looked like it was going to be quite extravagant coming in from Mayaba. The ball came across, got up well, just couldn't get the target sorted there. But obviously Malawi looking for another goal as early as the second minute. And a little bright spark of a moment to kick off this second half for the Flames. So Nangi, the Liga Desportivo player, has also gone off. There's a Siluan confirmation of the goalkeeper, who got injured in the goal in the 10th minute, and Victor Gwambe comes on. Is Malawi pushing forward once again? The flag stays down for Mayaba and is tidied up at the back by Renildo. Nice squared ball into the path of Jone, dispossessed comfortably by Mbula. Here they go, pushing forward once again. That's a nice little ball. It comes to Mayaba. Mayaba pulls it out wide. Here's the cross coming in from the right-hand side. There's an attempted clearance. Mayaba tries to get on his head on it, but again, too many defenders in position. Mozambique pushing forward, trying to trigger a quick counter. Curtailed swiftly by the man at the back. Busy. Trying to inject a little bit more venom and speed into this encounter. The adrenaline needs to get flowing beautifully. You can see that. It's Mickey Moise who's saying, "Come on, guys, let's just speed it up. Let's get some movement. Let's test the goalkeeper." It's a good opportunity for us. We've already had a good scoring opportunity from that man there, Mayaba, the Polokwane City player. They get a free kick here, Mozambique. Let's build on that. Here's Norberto for Mozambique. Lacking precision. Malawi picked the ball up, pushing forward here. A little bit of space on the left-hand side. He's taking it forward, Mbula. He's got a couple of players out to the right-hand side. It's been teed up. Shot just inside of the penalty box. It's pulled back. That's not a great pass to Mayaba, and it's been tidied up by Norberto down the right-hand side, who takes the ball forward into the midfield. Oh, that's controlled by Mickey Son. Not good enough. Midfield man, Fury, just doing his work there. Gerard Fury, 31 matches played. Got the ball on the right-hand side. There's the cross, and it's struck into no man's land. Clap of the hands from his teammates, but it's just not good enough. He's the danger man, Peter Banda, signed for Simba, Giants of Tanzania, who will be playing, of course, in the Tanzanian city of Dar es Salaam, capital, where they get big numbers in that wonderful stadium. If COVID allows. Good defensive play down in the corner, working very well there, Chambizi. Ernesto. Norberto knocked off his feet. The passing is just not meticulous, is it? And it's not to feet, and they're going to find issues. Here he is, Malawi, trying to get themselves another shot on goal, and Mbula's the man, putting a lot of pressure on the last defender, and he falls over, doesn't get his strike, doesn't get his shot in, but he does win a corner. There's a big tussle there between himself and Junior. But it's the Desportivo Maputo man who manages to just wrestle himself into a good position to defend well. But it is a corner. It's a corner for the Flames, who will be looking to grab a second goal from the set piece. The Orlando Pirates winger, Mahango, headed away at the front post. Picked up by Mickey Son. Needs assistance. Does get it. Again, the pass. Is not good enough. Picked up by Peter Banda. Peter Banda. Oh, that's a challenge from behind. The referee says play on. And Mozambique wait for more players to change of flanks. Could be on the cards here, but that's a good maneuver there from the man in the middle, Jone. Melke gets the first time cross, knocked off Chambezi and out for a corner. Well, it is in fact a handball, so it's going to be a free kick rather than a corner. And Luis Mickey Son will try and deliver the perfect free kick to one of his teammates. see how dangerous they are and what they've been working on during training this week. John Banda, Hango, push back into the penalty area. Mickey Son trying to pick out one of the taller defenders. There it is, into the penalty box, headed away comfortably. Under a little bit of pressure, but comfortably from Fury at the front post. They saw the runners and they put themselves in good defensive positions. Watched on by Horacio Gonçalves, still looking for the equalizer. This time it's a corner. Mickey Son's a very high corner at the far post. I think, didn't that just go out and come back in? Very strangely struck corner. Just giving the ball back to Mickey Moaz's men. Player down, and I think that it's Mbula once again who's the goal scorer. No, sorry, I do apologise. It is it's Chambeze, the central defender. He's going down. He's got his hand on his shoulder, and I wonder if there's some kind of a muscular injury potentially. Trapped nerves, something like that, but
Okay, go out, please, Lucas.
Nothing a little massage won't sort out, I'm sure. We get him on the stretcher. And the referee, Mr. Suleiman Jama of Djibouti, encouraging him to get taken off the pitch so that they can get the ball rolling once again. Battle in the midfield won on that occasion by Mozambique. Try and construct, tightly marked once again, harrowing and just hassling and putting plenty of pressure on the players who pick up the ball in that central area. Not able to do too much. That wasn't a good pass out wide. And it looks like the Polokwane centre-back Chambeze will be back on the pitch pretty soon. 17 caps for Malawi.
Again, back.
Here's Johnny. It's good work with Tozen. Still Richard Mbulu's goal in the 10th minute separating these two teams. And, well, when you get to see the replay of that goal later on during the second half at one point, then you'll understand just how easy it was for him to score that goal. It was a pass back to the goalkeeper Silouan, but it was kind of like a high ball that was passed back. So the bounce basically took it towards the left post, and Silouan tried to volley it away, and made a complete hash of it because it was so difficult to deal with, but he didn't parry it away with his hands, and then it just came off the woodwork and then bounced for Mbula. There's a good opportunity. Excellent ball out to the right-hand side, but the control just wasn't ideal. But you could just see that that was a dangerous scenario. And Nasser not able to lash in the shot. They win a corner. Found himself with acres of space down that right side. Let's see what Miki Son's corner conjures up. Here's the delivery. A little bit far out, filling the penalty area. High ball finally, everybody's saying get it out. So Mayaba smashes the ball away. And that was, well, very coolly done by Norberto. Beautifully done, under a little bit of pressure from Niaba. Now they push the ball down into the corner. It's a good attacking opportunity here. And, well, there's a little push in the back. And I think by Estevao. And Chambezi's down, and he's only just got back up onto his feet a few moments ago, so we can understand that he's been in the wars. And the goalkeeper has the ball. Chipua, the free kick. But the idea was good. I think that the counter-attack, using the flanks and just sending the ball down, they need to take advantage of Ranildo of Mozambique. He's a serious threat for any team. And he works so well down that left side, but he needs support. Nice play, very slick play there. Ernesto with the delicate touch. Calmly decides to pull the ball back to Johnny. I've always said the construction for Mozambique from the back is solid, but afterwards they really need to work on how to control the ball under pressure with the defender breathing down the neck. And laying the ball off and then moving away. Just to create those scoring opportunities is something that we haven't really seen too much from. And that's offside flag went up. Nasser working hard down that right side, and we've got a change now with Mbula finally goes off, and he's going to be replaced by this man here. So Chester Yamikani, who's the 26-year-old, hasn't got a club, played a lot of time in the US, in fact, North Carolina. Then Las Vegas Lights in the USC. That was his last club that he played for. Came through playing for Azam Tigers as well, but Mbulu, the goal scorer, in the 10th minute, goes off, makes way for this man. Gets a chance to shine. Picked up by Ernesto, does well. Here he is again. Not the perfect pass, but we'll go back to Renildo. It's good work from Tozan. He just moves up to that left-hand side. And he knows that he's got an option there, the Lillois. It's Miki Son who takes over. Renildo, Miki Son. Norberto, nice little slick ball. It's a little bit too hard. You could see that it was an option, but you could just see that, well, he's got too much strength behind, too much force behind the pass to try and send him on his way. The idea was a good one. Katamo's going to come on, and he came on to replace Luis Miki Son in the second half in the goalless draw against the Côte d'Ivoire. I'm just thinking maybe he'll be another option. Maybe Miki Son has just well, unable to find his feet to a certain extent out here today. A lackluster pass. And Mozambique pick up the pieces. Wins the throw-in over on the far side, Mickey Son. Maybe the referee will address the fourth official and the change that will be made. And it's Estevao Novella who actually goes off. So Mickey Son staying on. Katamo comes on to fill that gap. Mixing things up a little bit, Horacio Gonçalves. Melke loses possession. Malawi pushing forward once again. Need to be really tight with the marking. They've given him so much space. Mayaba, he's going to get a shot in as well, and it's a rasping effort, but it goes straight into the bar, just holding up the net on the side of the goal. But he got plenty of force behind that. And the Polokwane City striker with the extravagant hair color comes quite close to scoring a second goal for Malawi. Here they go again, a little bit of possession over onto the left-hand side. Has been picked up here, what can they do? Puts it down and running into a little bit of trouble. There are too many defenders back, and finally it's Mozambique who pick up the pieces. That was pretty easy done. Chester unable to do anything on his own. Needed a little bit of support around him as well. Fights hard for the ball. Katamo. Fury gets the ball out wide. That was Petro. And this is picked up. This is nicely done. This is by Peter Banda. Gets his crossover. It's met by Tozen. Clearance made and down into Malawi territory once again. Holding fort, doing well at the moment. Malawi, they're just sitting on that lead and quietly, comfortably moving in the right direction with Richard Mbulu's goal in the 10th minute. Here's Julia. Ernesto trying to pick out Melke, Alexandra Melke. Again, didn't get too many shots. Don't know if he might have got one shot in the game against the Côte d'Ivoire. Ball goes straight back into the hands of Gwambe, the goalkeeper for Malawi, the second goalkeeper who's graced this field down here at the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg. Great running from Mayaba. He comes across and tries to steal and pinch the ball from underneath the nose of the Mozambique defender. This is the drive from just outside of the penalty box. Right-footed, front of the foot, and plenty of velocity and force. As we see Mozambique pushing forward once again, this is good with Renildo. Renildo just cuts the ball inside, picked up by Ernesto. Trying to be a little bit too slick there with so many defenders back in position. It's a good opportunity as the flag goes up for offside. Just see that he was on the cusp of just darting away a little bit too quickly. And it was the right call there coming from the linesman over on the far side. Just needed to hold back fractionally and allow Norberto to just get him into an onside position. before the acceleration button was pressed. Into the midfield. Here is Katama with his first touch of the ball since he came on. Norberto at the back. Oh, he's a delight to the eye, but until he gives the ball away, this is a good opportunity. This is for Malawi. They push forward once again. What can they do here? Cuts inside. Is the shot. The shot comes in. It's parried away beautifully by the goalkeeper, Gwambe. And the danger is most definitely there. Mahango down the left-hand side. The Orlando Pirates forward, producing a fine strike. Well, here he is. He picks the ball. He's teasing the defender. Gets rid of him quite easily. In fact, Junior, the captain, didn't know if he's going to go left, go right. Didn't know if he was going to shoot. But finally, he produces that fine effort. Parried away by the goalkeeper, Gwambe. It's going to be a corner. And Malawi look to try and extend their lead to 2-0. The delivery into the penalty box, it goes way over the top, picked up by Chester. Chester's there, he well, laid off, plays a 1-2, and they try and get the ball back. Long-range shot coming in, and it's high, dry, and away from the target. Peter Banda, the Sheriff player, 20 years of age. New signing for Simba, unable to get his sights sorted. Foot up free kick. Mozambique get the ball back, let off the hook on a couple of occasions there. And they won't like the fact that the Malawi Flames are creeping into the territory that they don't want them to creep into, which is, of course, the penalty area, getting more shots in, putting more pressure on the defense. And making the defense creak a little bit at the back. Well, that's not a fine clearance from Chipua. Under a little bit of pressure, Chambezi. He'll try and kick the ball. Oh, he doesn't manage to get possession. It's been picked up here. Good opportunity. If they can get some players up. You can just see how many Malawi players are back in position. They're basically all there. Says, oh, there's going to be a free kick, surely. And he just gets bundled off his feet, Alexandra Melke. Pulled down by Chambezi. Goes in with a firm challenge, but it's a well-positioned free kick now for this Mozambique team. See what the Mambas can do here. Katamo will take it with that left foot of his. Katamo of Mozambique. He just brings it into the penalty area. Taken well by the goalkeeper, Richard Chipua. No major threat. Thought maybe there would be a couple of players just ghosting in and trying to get in the way. Kind of unchallenged. 20 minutes, just under 20 minutes to go. Here at the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg. This is, of course, a Group D qualifier. We know that we've already had the second match for the other two nations competing in this group. And it was the Côte d'Ivoire who managed to beat Cameroon by a single goal to take 3 points in with a fine victory, because we know that only one nation will qualify from each group of the 10, which basically means that 10 teams will qualify. As we see Mozambique pushing forward, there's a good opportunity here. Can they get a decent cross in? It's been picked up, the deflection, and should be quite a comfortable clearance there. Good solid defensive play at the back. And Chester gets the ball back closely to Mayaba. Norberto comes across and does the business with a sweeping clearance to curtail the danger. The Malawi dugout watching on, trying to understand what they can do. How can they add to what they've done so far and prevent Mozambique from getting an equaliser? I would say that The Malawi Flames are walking on ice at the moment, just with that small advantage, but it just doesn't make sense, does it? The Flames in the ice. I'm just talking about the fact that they do have a 1-0 advantage, but Mozambique are looking quite dangerous when they push forward. And it's a shaky scoreline at the moment, because you just get the impression that anything can happen. Their goal came from a little bit of luck, and it came from a defensive blunder. So that basically tells you just how tight it is between these two teams. And nothing is set in stone until the final whistle. As it stands, you can see that Malawi with that 1-0 advantage, but as I said, it's a little bit shaky. Some good work from Mozambique. They get the ball down to the right-hand side if he can get his crossover. Nasser gets his crossover, but it's blocked and taken out for a corner by the captain, Sava. Horacio Gonçalves with his gestures on the sideline. They're trying to get more players up. They don't have many players up, and the ball won't go into the back of the net unless they get some cavalry arriving. Norberto will bolster that attacking unit who are just moving up to try and latch onto this. Katama will take it with that left foot of his. Needs to keep it away from the goalkeeper. It's very low, but it's drilled away by Firi for another corner. Not much movement on the edge of the 6-yard box. It goes very high over the top. And these are the kind of opportunities that you really need to take advantage of. If you can't get a decent corner over, then you just go back to the drawing board, and you're just throwing away some elusive opportunities, because you're not getting too many scoring opportunities at that. So to have corners that go flying over the top and into no man's land, and you're giving the ball back to the goalkeeper of your opponents, that's just not good enough. Here they go again with Malawi pushing forward, trying to thread the ball through to Nayaba. Gwambe gets the ball up into Malawi territory, through the legs. A nice little sneaky move there from Charles Petro. Picked up by Firi. It's gone out of play. It's going to be a throw-in. 15 minutes to go here in Johannesburg, and a change is going to be happening here, as we can see that Mozambique are bringing on this man, Victor Junior, to replace Norberto. He's the 22-year-old Black Bulls player. A little bit sneaky at the back, kind of dummied the pass back to the goalkeeper, but it hasn't really worked, because Malawi are just with a bit of space on the right-hand side, pushing it forward. Can he get his shot in? His shot comes in, and is parried away by the goalkeeper. A beautiful strike there coming in from Peter Banda. He really is quite dangerous when he moves into that attacking position. Good acceleration away from his marker, and then forcing the goalkeeper to make a fine, fine save indeed. Chikoti Chirwa is about to come on as well. He's a football in Georgia for Delegori, former Mighty Wanderers player. But before that, let's focus on what we've got here, and it is a corner for Malawi. Mahango. Mahango's corner. It's finely placed there, but cleared by the goalkeeper. Goes back to Mahango. Firm challenge, but they just want to get on with it, of course, the Mozambique players, because they're, at the moment, trailing by a goal to nil. Back heel wasn't the best from Ernesto. Richard Mbulu's goal in the 10th minute. A header into an empty net. Leaves the Flames ahead of the Mambas here in this Group D battle for qualification for the FIFA World Cup in Doha 2022. Shouldn't say Doha, it's more so Qatar, isn't it? Right across the country, of course. And here is the ball just squared into the middle. A good opportunity once again. It's 3 against 2. Still in possession, but there's a good challenge out on the right-hand side. It's that dangerous man once again with Banda. He leaves it for Mayaba, who gets brought down, but there's no foul that's been committed. And they escape the wrath of this Malawi attacking team, which causing lots of headaches for this Mozambique defense. That ball's going to be kicked out. I think it's going to be a goal kick, logically, yes. Gwambe will have that honor. Long ball down into the corner. It's a defensive header. It's not the perfect defensive header. He didn't mean to do that. It's been tidied up by Mozambique. They're trying to work their magic here with Ernesto. Gets the ball out. There's a shot that's coming. It's not a shot that's directed on target. It goes wide. Didn't really connect perfectly with that, unless he was trying to produce a corkscrew shot, Luis Mikison. But at least he's actually trying to find the back of the net, something that we haven't seen too much of from this Mozambique team. Expecting a little bit more. Shots on goal have been few and far between. It's the same up the other end, but tells you what kind of a cagey affair this has been here in Johannesburg. The header back to the goalkeeper, Richard Chipua, plays for the Mighty Wanderers. That's a good block. That is a very important block coming in from Joni as well, who otherwise it would have been threaded back through to Mayaba, the Polokwane City man. Sanudi takes the throw in. It's been pinched. Luis Mikison gets the ball to Katamo, threads it through. It's got a little bit too far and runs away from Nasa. Into the last 10 minutes we go. This Group D battle. One of those groups where you've got two giants of African football in this group, and you know how important it is to win your home games. So complicated to try and clamber back into contention for that very precious top spot. So the fact is that if you think about it, the two teams who have the better and the more, well, it's a handball, the more illustrious history in terms of qualifying for the FIFA World Cup. I'm in the group. I'm talking about the Côte d'Ivoire and Cameroon. 3 for the Côte d'Ivoire, 4 appearances for Cameroon. One of those two nations will not qualify, or maybe none of the two nations will qualify. It depends on Malawi and Mozambique. But when you look at the heavyweights in this group, of course, Côte d'Ivoire at the moment with 4 points, and Cameroon, well, they've got 3 from their opening victory, of course, which is a 2-0 win over Malawi. But we know that one of them will not be going to the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. And if someone seriously upsets the apple cart, That's a good ball over to Mayaba. Mayaba, a little bit too far, in fact. He would have appreciated it to be a little bit less cooked. The ball comes back to Chester. Chester tries to go down, puts it on his left foot, gets it back to Mayaba. Mayaba's shot comes off the defender. The captain, Junior, goes out for a corner. The flag went up, as you can see on the far side, for offside, so it's a free kick for Mozambique. They'll take that quickly. They want to get these, get a draw. A draw for Mozambique here would be fantastic, having held Côte d'Ivoire in their own backyard in the Estadio do Zampeto in Maputo, in the capital. It's good work, but they're clutching at straws, aren't they? Just on the cusp of losing possession each time that they manage to string together a few passes. But here they have a little bit of space. Ronaldo working really well. Let's see what he can do. Ronaldo getting the ball back to his captain, Junior. Nice lofted ball over to the right-hand side if the control's good. Well, he showed a little bit too much too. Just Yamakani. A solid challenge. And we've got changes for Malawi now. Well, we know that Madinga's coming on, and we also know that Idana's coming on. Maybe not just yet. Let's wait and see. Let's get back to the action. Just over 5 minutes to go, and Mozambique looking for an equaliser. The ball comes to Luis Mikison into the penalty area. Oh, he's just been held off once again. It's so difficult for Victor Junior to get himself into that dangerous position and just get in front of the defender. There's Gerald Fury, and Chiwa has come on for him. It's been picked up by Victor Junior here. Building from the back. Oh, that was handball, it looked like. I think so. The referee spotted that. He was very much on his radar. And Mango's going off. Gabadinho, Hellings, Mango of the Orlando Pirates, of course. There we've seen try to light up this stadium, his own backyard. And there is Madinga, plays for Kamuzu Barracks. 19th match for Mayaba. For Madinga, sorry. And Idana comes on as well for Peter Banda. What a great game he's had, Peter Banda. Here he is, Mayaba over on the far side. Does well to always find and get the right pass. It's been picked up, and the lofted shot, the cross coming over. Oh, it's an easy head in, and I can't believe that he missed that. That was there for the taking, and they didn't exploit it. The goalkeeper was stranded, and that should have been 2-0 for Malawi. What a great scoring opportunity. Madinga's only just come on, and that was his chance to shine. In an onside position, that was the cross that came over. He didn't know whether to go with his, just go and fire it in with his left foot. And then after the bounce, well, it had already gone way past him. 3 more minutes to go. You can see what it means to Horacio Gonçalves, who is obviously a little bit nervous now. Nasser getting tangled up with John Banda. Ball going back to Gwambe, fired up field as we can see that we're in the dying minutes of this Group D battle between Malawi and Mozambique. It's Richard Mbulu's 10th minute goal that separates these two nations, separates two teams, separates them with 3 points or 1 point if they get an equalizer. Mozambique, but as it stands, they're continually being left frustrated here against the Flames, who have, after that early goal, they've looked quite confident pushing forward. Mozambique having a few scoring opportunities, but not half chances, I'd call them. They're not clean cut, definitely not clean cut. Build-up play's been good, but they really have to work on getting themselves into those scoring positions and getting the shots in, because the shot count has been very low for Mozambique. Something that we saw against Côte d'Ivoire. There's the final passes, and then of course the shots will come. That's not a bad ball. They get nearly picks the ball back up, Madinga, and that will be a free kick for Mozambique. Logically, Katamu getting his feet taken away from him. Idana responsible for that. Idana picking up a yellow for that, of course. And now we'll see how long we've got for Mozambique to 3 minutes of added time. 3 minutes for Mozambique to try and get themselves that elusive goal here to get a point against Malawi. Otherwise, it's going to be the Flames who will take 3 points. They've of course qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations, and that was that's a great achievement in itself. First time since 2010 in Angola, so they're feeling very confident. Getting out of this group is a different cup of tea altogether, but I can tell you that it will be give them a major boost. But first of all, Katamu's free kick, and that's another wasted spot kick. The corners, the free kicks, they haven't been the best, have they, for Mozambique. And this man here, Mike Mwaze, will be just counting down the seconds, and it'll be a long couple of minutes now for him to breathe a sigh of relief, to say that his boys have done the business here at home against Mozambique, to trigger celebrations back in Lilongwe or also in Blantyre. Here he is, Mayaba's shot. It's a fantastic effort. Parried away by the goalkeeper, Gwambe. But didn't he unleash a rocket shot there with that left foot? Beautiful stuff. And Malawi going in for the second goal, going in for the kill. A few steps and really gets behind it. Goalkeeper well placed to take the full force of that fine, rasping drive. Mozambique, the Mambas in the last chance saloon to try and get themselves an equaliser. Katamo has the ball. Go that way, says Gonçalves, the head coach. He's got an extra few meters. He'll be told by the referee to get back a little bit. They need to just get the ball rolling rather than getting picked out by the referee. And it's been nabbed by Miyaba, straight down the middle. But solid play from the captain, Junior. Got a chance to get the ball out wide with Ernesto, and the delivery into the penalty box. Is there anybody there? Well, Melke didn't latch onto that, but that was probably the best chance of the game for him to actually shine and produce something that would have tested Richard Chipua. And his head drops, of course, knowing that the dying seconds will bring an end to this clash, and Mozambique will walk away without a single point. And the last goal kick of the game, logically, from the mighty Wanderers goalkeeper. And there's the final whistle, and that is a big victory for Malawi. They'll take a lot from this. Meke Mwaze's men have done it. The final score here at the Orlando Stadium in Johannesburg: Malawi 1, Mozambique 0. Richard Mbulu scoring the only goal in the 10th minute. Well, the celebrations for the Flames, that means that they move level just below the Cameroon, the four-time participants of the FIFA World Cup, on 3 points, so 1 point behind the Côte d'Ivoire, who are top with 4, and Mozambique just have 1 point at the bottom of the table here in Group D. But a fine victory, a bit lucky, the goal that came from Richard Mbulu in the 10th minute, but a goal is a goal, a win is a win, and they'll take whatever they possibly can. Next up for Malawi, well, they got Cameroon, a tricky clash for them in October. That wraps up the second round of matches for these 4 teams in Group D. Malawi 1, Mozambique 0. Thanks very much for watching. More African football, more FIFA World Cup qualifying action from Africa coming up very soon. Bye-bye.